There is an Arkansas woman on the Book of Faces saying she believes herself to be Great Britain's own Madeleine McCann. So it started with a September 7th post that says, "As crazy as I sound, I have reason to believe I am Madeleine McCann. My pictures versus Madeleine McCann's pictures. Been trying to contact someone from the investigation team or possibly the family. Can't call because it's an international number. Please repost so they'll see it. Please, no hate. I wouldn't post something like this if I didn't actually think it was me. There are too many coincidences in my life and what I've studied on the case. We have the same eyes, freckles, birthmarks, moles in the same place, etc. I am waiting on a DNA test to come back from Ancestry to show my ethnicity. Please help me to get in contact with someone. I am unable to get a photo ID." And that's when I started to suspect something wasn't right, when they said they've only ever had that problem one other time. This woman's name is Eugenea Collins, and a person named Hunter came into the comments of that post saying, "Please stop, Eugenia. This is driving us apart. I took you to find your baby pics and we found them. The gaps in your childhood are your mother's fault. I'm sure there's some unspoken reason why you're confused, but that's life. It isn't easy, like at all. That's no way to be talking about your family, though. I mean, damn, do you realize the severity of what you've been saying?" Eugenia responds, "You can blame it all on this if you want. We both know that isn't what's driving us apart. We found taller pictures, but there were no baby pictures. It doesn't say anything about my family in this post. You're not going to gaslight me into thinking I'm confused again, because I'm not. With all the facts and evidence I've shown you as to how and why I've concluded what I have, you're still in denial. You've lied to yourself so much. You've deceived yourself. I wouldn't sit here and cry to you about something that wasn't true. If you think it's not true, why won't you help prove to me that it isn't? Because we both know what's up. When this all blows over, I'm not the one that's going to be looking stupid. I don't care how many people comment that this isn't me. Who are you to decide that? Someone that loves their old lady, is supportive, and would help them find the truth. You're just trying to make me look crazy. I really don't give a F, because nothing you say at this point is going to change my mind. I'm not delusional and I'm not crazy. Plus, look at the stories I showed you that I wrote in elementary school. That shit ain't right. It didn't even follow the prompt. It should have threw up a red flag to the teachers. You're not going to make me take this down, neither. I'm going to find my family because I know I don't belong here. When they posted what they did about nobody believes I could be Madeleine McCann, but I don't give up hope, and I'm not going to, because you can't change my mind, because I know this is me. You ain't even looked into it because you're completely in denial. Maybe try informing yourself on the case before you hop up in my comment section, because you're not going to change my mind. It's everybody's God-given right to know where they come from. And I'm on a journey of self-discovery, because everything I've been told is a lie and I deserve to know the truth. In the next video, I will discuss her newest post. Have you ever felt like you just didn't belong in your family? That's the situation with Eugenea Collins. Eugenia is an Arkansas resident who truly believes that she doesn't belong in her family and that she could be Madeleine McCann from Great Britain. This is the second video. You might want to go watch the first video. If you don't know who Madeleine McCann is, Madeleine was kidnapped while on family vacation with her parents and her younger sibling on May 3rd, 2007 in Portugal. So in September, Eugenia shared her suspicions about the fact that she could be Madeleine McCann. Now, yesterday, she posted to the Book of Faces again, and this post says, "Normally, I wouldn't post my business on social media, especially not something like this, but I have exhausted all other options and haven't gotten any help, so I have no other choice. People seem to think I'm lying about being Madeleine McCann, but honestly, what would I have to gain from that? I mean, seriously, I see pictures of myself on the internet, and I'm sure if you saw a picture of yourself, that you know it was you. At first, I thought, man, there's no possible way that's me, and never thought twice about it, just that it looked like me as a kid. Fast forward a year later, and I see something about it on Daily Mail, on SC, and I still didn't think much about it till I saw the vehicles they had listed. Then I saw a picture they released of the suspect, and it looked like someone very close to me and the family. I post the pictures, but I'm not going to blast them all over social media like that. I don't want attention. I want to go home and show my mother that I graduated high school a year early. And even though everything I've been through, I still made it. When I tell you I've had these overwhelming feelings that I just didn't belong here when I was growing up, oh my goodness, I just can't even put it into words. I thought my mom wouldn't let me do anything because she cared and didn't want me to get hurt or anything, but boy, was I wrong. All these people trying to comment and say, I remember when you were born and so on. No, you don't. You weren't there. Nobody was. And if you remember someone being born, it was my sister. Something must have happened that y'all don't know about. Something isn't right because she wouldn't let us around anybody. It was like I was being hidden or something. I thought it was strange when they were going to let my sister be a cheerleader, but they wouldn't let me. I just thought it was because she was older. When you're a child, you don't question much. Now that I'm an adult and I'm looking back, it's starting to make sense why my mom acted like she did, why she made sure my pictures weren't in the newspaper for anything affiliated with the school or anything, period. I thought it was weird how she wrote the letter to the school asking them to keep my pictures out of anything. And when it comes time to graduate kindergarten, and she wouldn't fill the papers out and kept telling me to tell her I had to have them. I didn't think maybe she couldn't fill them out because she doesn't have a birth certificate for me. And if you look in the yearbooks, I don't show up until after 2007 when the lawyer that did our adoption, so my stepdad would be on our birth certificate, it created a birth certificate and sealed all the old files. Up until recently in Arkansas, you couldn't have your birth records unsealed until a few years ago. Unfortunately, I am still unable to get an ID because my social security card doesn't match my adopted birth certificate. I thought it was super weird how no matter what I did or how much paperwork I brought up there, my names didn't match up all the way across the board, so they wouldn't give me one. They said they had this problem one other time with my sister because her records were sealed. I thought that was really weird. I have to have an ID to get my records unsealed, which I am unable to obtain. Don't start commenting, well, all you have to do is, no ma'am, I'm telling you I've tried everything, and my mom won't help me. She can have the records unsealed, but won't, because when she does, it won't have anything in it because I don't belong to her. That's why she denied a DNA test with my biological father, because if she took the test, it would have come back I didn't belong to either of them. That's why she would always tell him we didn't belong to him, because we didn't. I don't know about my sister, but I know I don't belong to them. Something really shady is going on and I need help. I've contacted everyone I know to call and email. Still nothing. Lepanto Police Department needs to stop hiring anybody and hire people that actually know how to do their job and are trained. When you go put in your application and they'll hire you. When someone tells you they were abducted as a child and you don't take them seriously and you're supposed to be a police officer, you don't need your job. Someone else does. After I couldn't get a hold of anyone after 2 months of searching for answers, I finally went to the police about it. They're no help. What are you supposed to do when nobody will listen? Post on social media, I guess, but I have no friends or anybody to repost it besides people trying to hate on me thinking this is a joke or something. I know due to the fact of many people stating false claims over the years claiming to be Madeline make people hesitant to believe me, but anyone who knows me knows I'm not a liar. Trust me, I know this is a bold statement, but there is no doubt in my mind that I am Madeline. My name is not Eugenia. I used to wonder what people meant when they said they liked the way I talk. I thought it was just because of the Southern accent. No, I'm not even from here. For a second, put yourself in my shoes and imagine how you would feel to find out your whole life is a lie. Your birthday isn't even the day you've been told it was. Your name isn't what you've been called your whole life. It's a shock for me for sure. And then to know I'm telling the truth and to be called a liar sucks in the worst possible way. But I'm not going to just give up because of a couple ignorant people that don't even know what they're talking about have something to say about it. I took an ancestry DNA test and the results are below along with the age progression of what they said Madeline would look like when she got older versus pictures of me and a picture of Madeline, mom, Kate versus me. I just need help getting a hold of someone who could help because this is absolutely crazy. Imagine being in my situation with nobody to go to for answers. Before you even try to comment anything dumb, inform yourselves about the case. Please share and repost so I can get the answers I'm looking for. Y'all are all reposting pictures of other missing people and completely dismiss what I had to say. What about one that's been missing for 17 years and counting? With it being an international case, it makes things even more difficult because I can't even call the police in Portugal. I've called the missing persons hotline several times and nothing. Note, a camera lens is not the human eye. It's called lens distortion, and it can render your nose, eyes, hips, head, chest, thighs, and all the rest of it marginally bigger, smaller, wider, or narrower than they really, I think she meant are. So that is the end of Eugenia Collins' second post. Now, I do want to say what my opinion is. First of all, in the comments of my last video about Eugenia Collins and what she is saying, there were a couple of comments that this has already been proven false. The post that I just read was posted yesterday, and I didn't see anything saying that it's been proven false, but I will say that she has limited the comments on her post. That being said, what I'm going to do is assume, one, that Eugenia Collins is being sincere and feeling that she doesn't belong, and two, being honest about the fact that she doesn't have a birth certificate and can't obtain a driver's license, because I have to assume those two things. Otherwise, all it is someone that is looking for attention, and that's ridiculous because we could all, assume that. But assuming that she's being sincere and telling the truth, then I would say, do I think that it is Madeleine McCann? If I was forced to say one way or the other, I would say, of course not, because it's not impossible, but it's also not likely. But assuming, like I said, that she is genuine in saying that she feels that she doesn't belong and she is telling the truth, then I have to wonder, where is it that Eugenia Collins belongs? I do feel that the easiest thing to do would be for her and her sister to take DNA tests and see if they are at least related to each other. Eugenia Collins did share some of where her DNA is from, and it says that it is from, Europe, but my DNA is also from Europe, and I know for dadgum sure that I was born in Arkansas. I think that that's just ancestral, and there are also looks like she has some ancestors that are also from the United States. So that to me would point even more to her not being Madeleine McCann. But again, if she's not Madeleine McCann and she's telling the truth, then who is she? Now, like I said, she has limited the comments on her post, but I'm going to ask you guys here, what do you think? Do you think that it could possibly be Madeleine? Do you think that she's even being genuine and telling the truth? What are your opinions?